wonderful work, and what a classy goal. Here he is. He's not long onto the pitch. That's a great penalty.
Well, a very good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pitchside at Crumlin Leisure Centre for the first game in this morning's Subway NIFA Cup. It's between the under-13s of Glenavon and Rosario. Morning also to my colleague on camera duty today, Chris, and the engineer looking after things, Quentin. 30 minutes each way this one. We'll have extra time of 10 minutes, and of course the outcome of penalties will decide the game. Let's give you a wee rundown of the players representing Glenavon Football Academy. In goal, it's Luca Murphy, and in front of him Jack McCamley, Noah Walton and Oliver Kelly, and Will Murphy wearing number 3. Wearing number 8, Ben Robinson. Max Welby wearing 6, Jaden Carvalho in 7. Kai McLaughlin is wearing the number 15 shirt. Mason Artis is the number 10 and centre forward. And of course, number 9, Oscar Phillison, bringing up the rear to make the 11. On the substitutes bench, it's Eli Graham, Mika Murray rather. Where did I get that Mika Richards from, I wonder? James Dowds and Aidan McAlinden, 4 substitutes who didn't quite make it today but will be standing energetically by. And the opposition, Rosario Football Club, wearing number 1, their goalkeeper, Owen Thompson. Donald Maguire, Jacob Duffy, Grisha Pankov, Theo James, Nico Carlin, wearing number 7, and Ben McConville. Number 9, Noah Hill, and centre forward, Luke Strachan. Adam Salam and Harry Turkington, and the substitutes for Rosario, Patrick McAvoy, Luca Lewis, Matthew McAvoy, Alex Patton and Lorenzo Benetti. And that completes the lineup of the 2 under-13s today. Rather misty at the moment. In the car first thing this morning, I thought it was going to be a really nice day. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, the sun was shining. Hasn't made its way to pitchside as yet. There is a mist out there. But probably a little worse as we watch it visually than it is for the young lads on the pitch. And once again, of course, we must thank Subway for making this Northern Ireland Youth Football Association game the quality that it actually is, because I can tell you, going back to when I was playing at this level, and that was many years ago, we can tell you it wasn't as nowhere near as professional, nor the pitches as good to play on. Lots of instructions being issued pitch side, but how will the game pan out? A little bit of enthusiasm being projected vocally from the young lads as they prepare to get this one on their way. Still waiting on Rosario. Well, the referee's blown his whistle. He's calling both captains to the centre of the pitch. He's must have been having just a little discussion there about the conditions, but everyone in agreement the game can continue. At the moment, as we watch, it's Glenavon shaping up to attack the goal to our left. Rosario wearing white shirts, Glenavon in the traditional blue shirts and white shorts. Well, it's Noel Hill wearing number 9 for Glenavon, but it's number 12, Mika Murray, going to get the game underway with Rosario winning the toss. Acknowledgements from the referee. And away we go. Let's see who's going to be the first to settle. Maxwell be the throw for Glenavon, or Rosario rather. It's up the line. Bit of an opening here for Glenavon. Long ball forward. It's one for the goalkeeper. He's quickly off the line, swallowed up well by Murphy. Good closing down there by Glenavon. Rosario trying to play their way out from defence. Well, long ball punted forward again. Donal Maguire winning the throw in for Glenavon. Just looking at the spectators at the side, it's probably a fair indication of the temperature today, pitch side. But you're probably not the first to notice the temperature has been really good for November, particularly this last week. A chance now for Rosario to punt a long ball into that Glenavon box. Nice skill by McAvoy. That ball just spooning off the outside of the little midfield player's boot. Noah Hill showing a wee bit of endeavour up the left side. So unable to get possession of the ball. Glenavon do have a throw in. It's Jacob Duffy takes the throw in. Oh, nice turn of play there from Nico Carlin. Glenavon just starting to show a little bit of dominance at the moment. Plenty of blue shirts in and around the 18-yard box, and the first shot in anger didn't really trouble Thompson. Nice skill there from Carvalho. Cross in from Welby. A little bit of hesitancy from the goalkeeper. We have our opening goal. And it's Glenavon who have managed to strike first. Let's see if the ball coming across. A little bit of indecision in defence. And the ball stroked home by the number 10. Mason Ardis, first goal scorer. So Glenavon have that early lead, the goal coming around about the 4-minute mark. And here they come again. Another piece of endeavour on the right hand side. Keeper this time out nice and quickly. Owen Thompson gets his hands on the ball, sends it long. Now it's Rosario trying to conjure out some sort of attack. Well, I'm not sure about you, but it looks to me like the mist out there is just getting that wee bit thicker. It's making it sort of hard to identify what's going on here. Glenavon are on the attack. They're through in goal. Oh, round the goalkeeper. Lovely piece of play. And that is the second goal. That was absolutely terrific. Rosario simply cut wide open. Let's get a look at the goal again. great through ball, and the ball stroked home by number 15. That was Kai McLaughlin. Two-goal advantage now to Glenavon. And that was a timely intervention by Donald Maguire, knocking the ball into touch. Rosario don't really come into this game with what you would call a good run of form. They've just won 2 of their last 6 games. They were beaten last week by 4 by Bangor. And that, of course, was in the league. This is slightly different beast in the fact that it's a cup game. But the signs are ominous. That should be a free kick. The referee totally in agreement with myself. Rosario were just looking the more likely there. Now, what has the referee decided on this? Is he going to give a card, or is he going to let this one go? Well, they're making changes at pitch side and moving the goalposts because it was becoming increasingly difficult, not just for myself, but obviously for the players. Now, let's just see if I can decipher what has taken place. We're going to have a free kick to Rosario. And they are going to need to get back into this one quickly. That was more of a hopeful ball than something with aim and purpose. Oh, nice little bit of skill by the number 9. Tidied up by Noah Walton. He's going to have a look to start again. Well, Oscar Filson is becoming more dominant as this game progresses for Glenavon. This time causing a little bit of mischief in the edge of the box. Here's a chance for a shot. Charge down, suspicion of handball. Referee says it was more like ball in hand and allows the game to continue. So that must go down as a little bit of good defending from Rosario. They're on the ball now. And that's McConville twisting and turning before Glenavon wrestle that ball back again. Try to spring it. Another attack. Well, just a little bit tight in there at the moment. Driven into the box. Oh, couldn't get a shot away, but you can actually see that Oscar Filson was trying to hit that with the left foot. Just didn't get the turn right. Rosario have the ball back in possession. Owen Thompson going short again, urging the defenders to play the ball out, which is not really always the cleverest of policies, particularly towards pressing team, and that's exactly what Glenavon are here this morning. Throw in from Strachan. Glenavon coming right back at Rosario. Good challenge there this time from Jacob Duffy, winning the ball for Rosario, but it's a throw in now to the men and boys in white. The men in white, boys in white. Have to remind myself this is an under-13s game. Despite the size of some of these young lads on display, Rosario having to defend, and Donald Maguire getting the ball away, if only temporarily. Ball well brought down there by Oliver Kelly. Murphy, good ball forward. Nice turn, Carvalho. Carvalho playing the ball up the wing, telling Max Welby to get on his bike. Cross from Welby with the left foot, driven towards the back post. Danger hasn't gone at the moment though. Quite a lot of blue shirts back there. That was a tidy turn as well. Opening for Rosario. And the shot just spooning off the outside of the right foot. Now that will be an opportunity gone. But that is more encouraging for Rosario. I'm not going to give you the action replay on that. And that's something I want to show that young lad on YouTube over and over again. That miss will stay in the vaults. It's the first time I've noticed a bit of condensed play down the right-hand side. The referee has spotted something here, an infringement from Rosario. He's given the free kick to Glenavon, and the ball is with Oliver Kelly. Walton spreads the play. Welby. Ball forward from Welby. And that was McLaughlin on the chase. Filson making a nuisance of himself again. Welby. Murphy in an advanced possession. Carvalho. Carvalho comes inside to number 7. He's trying to get a shot away. You could just see he was trying to make an opening for himself, but just hustled out of it by a resolute Rosario defence. Walton. Decent ball towards Carvalho. Controls the ball well. Gives it back to Murphy. A wee bit more time for Murphy to size up his options. And plenty of instruction coming from the Glenavon manager, Jake Givens. You can see these young lads are well coached, moving the ball really well at the moment, switching it from side to side. The ball stroked up again towards Filson. Just a little bit too much pace on that ball, and that allowed Owen Thompson. I have to say the keeper was quick off his line there to swallow up that latest Glenavon attack. If you just joined us, a very good morning. Welcome along to the Leisure Centre at Crumlin. We are showing you this match. It's the Subway NIYFA Cup. And it's a cup game between the under-13s of Glenavon and Rosario Football Club. Glenavon have the lead. It's a 2-goal lead, 2 well-taken goals over the last couple of minutes. Rosario did show signs of sparking to life, but in the reality, they've only had one effort on goal. But it's the team in blue, Glenavon, who are the more dominant at the moment. And I do apologise for the quality at the moment, but that is absolutely nothing to do with us. We can influence nature, and nature's saying that this one's going to be just a wee bit difficult to make out until the sun eventually burns through, if it does. Carvalho steps inside. Clever little player, this number 7. Glenavon side, they're full of little tricks and turns, and there are some really good moments of skill on display. Better from Rosario. Again, it's an optimistic ball knocked forward, which is completely swallowed up by that Glenavon defence. Murphy seizing up his options, waiting on a tackle coming in that didn't arrive, and trying to set Carvalho up the wing, just a little bit too much on the pass. Chance for Luca Murphy to get at least his foot on the football. The Glenavon keeper hasn't had that much to do. And this time a bit of dogged defending from Rosario's Theo James. He's able to knock the ball out of play, but the pressure still coming from Glenavon. Jacob Duffy, wearing number 3 for Rosario, looked like he took a bit of a knock there. But Rosario do have the possession of the ball. It'll be a throw in. Can be a little bit disorientating just looking around the pitch. There's so many sets of goal posts. You take your eyes off it for a moment, look back at it, and you think that they're attacking a certain goalpost when in fact you're actually watching the game side on. So if you're actually wondering whereabouts in the pitch we are at the moment, that is the left side Rosario corner flag. Just outside the 18-yard box as Glenavon mount another attack. And Rosario defend. Now, do they have any players in attack? Well, one single player striving forward was Harry Turkington. Before again, he just runs into a blue and white wall. And Glenavon win it back, spread the play. Carvalho steps outside, looking to cross with his left leg. Needs a little bit of support. He's got that. And Will Murphy wanting the ball, eventually getting hold of it. Can Murphy get a cross in? Perhaps tried to be just a little bit too clever, and that should be a goal kick to Rosario. Now, there are 3 sets of goalposts. Glenavon are aiming for the bigger set. Now, the other 2 obviously Gaelic goalposts, but you can see what I'm getting at. A little bit of room for Rosario to run into here, and that's a ball stroked forward. Absolutely no one in a white shirt in an advanced position. Makes it easy for Glenavon to mount another attack. Filson. Can Filson get his cross? And he does. Good turn of place. Keeper comes out, swallows the ball. That was good goalkeeping by Owen Thompson. And it was Donald Maguire absolutely beating Jack McCamley forward for Glenavon. Good goalkeeping. Here we go. Through on goal. Another advancing goalkeeper. That actually happened quicker than what I've seen, but I do believe it's the third goal for Glenavon. Ball just appeared out of the mist and looked like it was going over the bar. I think it sailed over the goalkeeper's head. The keeper was fast off the line. That must go down as the third goal for Glenavon. You have to admit it was coming. And Rosario at this moment in time just don't have the answer. Carvalho again lays the ball off. Kai McLaughlin, I believe, has now scored 2 for Glenavon and is now on a hat trick, and is continuing to be the main threat down the centre for Glenavon. Glenavon are scoring plenty of goals. They're 24 to the good in this current campaign. We've got to remind you though, this is a cup game and we will have a winner today. Extra time in the event of a draw, penalty kicks after the additional 10 each way. At the moment we're not going to need anything like that. Glenavon effectively working the ball up the left. Mason Artis with the throw in. Well, each one of those Glenavon players have a trick or two in their arsenal, and they're not afraid to go back to penultimately bring the ball forward. And that was another attack. Fortunately for Rosario, it fizzled out. 25 minutes in, Glenavon 3, Rosario 0. 2 goals from the foot of Kai McLaughlin and 1 from Mason Artis. And you just get the feeling there are more goals in this today. And that's Christian Hill, the manager for Rosario, offering encouragement to try and get these young lads in white back into the game. Good footwork from Welby. And there's another goal. Another goal for the home side, another goal for Glenavon. And here it comes. Welby, left foot, right foot, steps inside, lays the ball off, stroked home by number 9, Oscar Filson.
Sorry, there was a problem with Apple Music. You'll need to log into your music account again to start playing.
was a rather optimistic ball towards Mason Artis, just unable to keep it in. You can see what he was intending to do. But again, plenty of running in this young Glenavon side. And Rosario at the moment just don't have the answer. They're just being penned back and bombarded. It's not one the goalkeeper will like to watch again. The ball just given straight back from the goal kick to Glenavon. There's Carvalho. He's playing his trade over on the right side. He's sort of switched position at the moment, the little number 7. Murphy. Murphy looks for support. Murphy. Well, he probably just held onto the ball a little too much there, Murphy. There always seems to be a covering Glenavon player, even when one of their defenders, like on that occasion, strays forward, ball coming. That's Donald Maguire's taking a bit of a knock. Or was it Harry Turkington? Yeah, I think it was Harry Turkington. Good news is he's back on his feet. Rosario have a free kick, and it's Nico Carlin. He didn't get any elevation on the set play. And here comes Glenavon again, streaking forward. Oscar Fulson gets a shot away. It's blocked initially. And it's a fumbled clearance. Glenavon are all over it. Good defending, Rosario eventually. Danger hasn't gone. And it just underlines the determination of this Glenavon side. They're doggedly digging in and winning the ball back. They have a corner. Ben Robinson is going to take this. Indicating he's going long towards the front post. A referee giving Glenavon the benefit of the doubt. They've got a free kick. Chance again to flood all those blue shirts into the Rosario 18-yard box. All about picking a player out at this point. The ball driven in. And this time, harmlessly off the head of Eli Graham. No, the referee has he blown the whistle? Looks like he's called time on proceedings, at least in the first half. It's Glenavon 4, Rosario 0. We'll be back shortly with the second half.
Oi, oi. Subway knows what you like. And we've seen it all. Like freshly baked bread loaded with Philly cheesesteak or tuna mayo or rotisserie style chicken with cheese, no cheese, double cheese, yes please. Get it toasted, guac it, make it fresh, make it crunch, oh crunchier. Extra jalapenos, yeah, we got you. Now sauce it, double sauce it, all the sauce it. Because Subway knows when it comes to your sub, you have your own rules. Subway, eat fresh.
So we're getting ready for the start of the second half. If you just joined us, a very good morning. It's rather misty out there. This is a cup game. It's a cup game fought valiantly between Glenavon, who are playing as the home side today. It's the under-13s of Glenavon and the under-13s of Rosario. Rosario very much up against it. They're 4 goals down, and their manager, Christian Hill, was trying to install some sort of enthusiasm for the second half. It will be difficult for Rosario to get back into the game, but they'll not give up just yet. As I say, it's a cup game. It's 30 minutes each way. We will have extra time should Rosario get back into the game. And should we have a draw at full time, then there will be penalty kicks. But as I say, it doesn't look like that's looming on the horizon in this game. But football's a strange game, even at this level, so you never know. And apologies for the mist, but as I say, well, can't do anything about the Northern Ireland weather. But we do live in hope that it will brighten up as we head into the afternoon. The referee gets ready to get the game underway. Glenavon this time in the blue shirts, and they're attacking the goal to our right. And away we go. So will it be just a continuation of the first half? And that, of course, was a fine display of dominance by this young Glenavon side. Plenty of skill on display. And they're not afraid to show it as well. As Oscar Filson decides to leave the throw-in. It's a player, the tall blonde-haired kid, he has made a complete nuisance of himself this game. And that was a rather optimistic cross. This time on Thompson, happy to see the ball go over the goalposts. Again, that's just another display of how quickly Glenavon are closing Rosario down. They're literally just pushing them back towards their own 18-yard box. And the last time Rosario managed to chalk up a win, it was at home to Rathryland. And they won that game by 4 goals to 3. And I do believe we have the opening goal in the second half. There's another goal for Glenavon. Let's get a look at this one. Goalkeeper tries to flick the ball out. Ball doesn't go very far. Cut inside, and it's another goal for Mason Ardis, the number 10 for Glenavon. They are now 5 goals to the good, so it's pretty much as we left off in the first half. McCamley. Good ball up the line. And that was McConville knocking the ball out for Rosario. And just a slight suspicion of a foul throw. The referee didn't see it. The man officiating on the sidelines didn't see it. Let's see what the keeper does this time. Trying to play out from defence has been the downfall of Rosario, particularly in the first half. And they just seem to keep losing the ball as they come against this blue wall. And Glenavon again on the attack. That's Eli Graham. And the keeper thought he had it. The ball back in the net. It's another goal. And it's another goal for Glenavon. Let's just take a look at what happened there. The keeper looked like he had the ball under his spell, but as the ball comes in from the number 14, just a little bit scrappy in front of goal. I just hear the keeper thought he had it, but again, well, it was that number 10, Mason Ardis. This is turning into a bit of a rout for Glenavon. And here they come again. This time, good save by Owen Thompson. I just noticed that Aidan McAlinden, wearing number 17 for Glenavon, has entered the fray. We do try to keep you up with the changes. Not always noticeable when they happen. McCamley up the line for Graham. Graham steps inside, beats the number 7, gets his crossover straight down the throat of the keeper. And Owen Thompson holding on to the ball this time. That was better from the goalkeeper. A nice turn from McAlinden, but he does give the ball away. Glenavon win it back. McCamley. Wilson. Good ball inside. Dowds. It's James Dowds wearing the number 11 shirt, another player who's been drafted in during a half-time period. So 4 changes that I'm aware of. Wearing 14, Eli Graham. 12, Micah Murray. 11, James Dowds. Number 7, Aidan McAlinden. All wearing the blue shirts of Glenavon. Referee blowing for offside. Well, in the last 8 or 9 games, Glenavon have just managed to concede 5 times. It's just looking a little bit more unlikely the further we get into this game that they'll concede today. Well, let's see what Rosario can conjure up. McAlinden. Oh, we've another ball on the pitch now. The referee happy to let play continue. Let's hope that Matthew McAvoy clearing the ball. Another nice turn of pace from Glenavon. Mason Artis doing the chasing, gets the cross in. Danger still not averted. Rosario may get the ball out now though, but again they just sort of dally on the ball, and perhaps that has been their downfall this morning. Just reluctant to get the ball forward, and when they do spot an opportunity to get the ball forward, there's a lack of white shirts in advanced positions. And that's something that I thought Christian Hill would have tackled towards the second half, but just doesn't seem to have the answer thus far. Well, Glenavon not shy of the long pass, and they're giving the forwards something to chase. Rosario keeper was happy to see the ball trickle through to himself there. But again, Glenavon with midfield winning the battle. Plenty of blue shirts back in defence for Glenavon. Jack McCamley urged to get the ball forward. Good play, turn of pace by Eli Graham. Again, nice skill from McCamley. Finds Murray, back with McCamley. And McCamley finds McAlinden. Can he get across in? He decides to take the player on. That was a good tackle though. Good play from Murray. There's the throw offside. Referee perfectly poised. Now, if he had taken the shot on himself, instead of being unselfish and passing the ball through, that may have been another goal. Depending on how the referee's seen it, of course, he may have deemed the Glenavon player as interfering with play. Nice skill by McAlinden. Glenavon again on the front foot. Filson. McCamley. The through and goal again. Here's another opportunity. Stroked home, and it's another goal. 7-0 Glenavon. Let's get a look at it. McCamley, just watch the through pass. That's the number 14. Eli Graham getting on the score sheet. It's another one for Glenavon. That's a little bit more positive from Rosario. But again, not too many white shirts in view. But for play, the heads haven't dipped. They're continuing to... Can we get a shot on goal? We do indeed. Fairly innocuous effort at that. Didn't really trouble Murphy, but that was better from Rosario. Plenty of space for Carvalho to run into. Carvalho decides to leave the ball. Referee giving Rosario a free kick. Carvalho has drifted a little bit for Glenavon. Haven't really seen that much off the little number 7 in the second half. Most of Glenavon's attacking play seems to be coming down this near side. This is better again from Rosario. just seem to be getting a little bit more possession over the last 2 or 3 minutes. Hint of a tug on the shirt there in Turkington, who perhaps held onto the ball a little bit too long. It didn't come at any cost, though. Long ball for Carvalho. Carvalho just unable to get the better of the defender on that occasion, and that's Nico Carlin finding Turkington. Carlin gets it back, looks for Turkington up the line. And a little bit better again from Rosario. They're pushing. That should be a bye ball. Well, at least Luca Murphy and goal for Glenavon is getting a touch of the ball. Something he didn't do that often in the first 30 minutes of the game. And despite Rosario being under the cosh, at least they can say on a couple of occasions they've worked the goalkeeper. And just get the feeling, though, Glenavon have taken their foot off the accelerator just that little bit. Here comes Carvalho, turn of pace on the left side. He's looking for support and finds it. McConville thumping the ball clear. Again, plenty of blue shirts in attendance, and they've won the ball back. Theo James, the number 5 for Rosario, standing strong. Bullied out of the ball there by Carvalho. Ball in. Plenty of blue shirts just on the edge of the 18, and the ball in the goal again. This time it went underneath the goalkeeper. And it's another goal for Glenavon, just as it looked like Rosario were getting back into the game. You can just see as the ball ricochets initially off the keeper. And here comes the shot. Picks his spot. Keeper gets down just a little bit too late. Looked like it maybe flicked off his heel. Not entirely sure, but it's another goal for Glenavon. Well, it's an 8-goal routing. Rosario will probably now be thinking about the referee's full-time whistle. It was nice skill from Dowds. Just making sure that Glenavon maintained possession of the ball. And again, Jack McCamley, wearing number 2, has had plenty of the football, as has his counterpart from coming on, Eli Graham. Graham pops the ball in. And it's another one. And it looked like it was perhaps Carvalho, the scorer. The number 14 gets the ball in. He just looks up. Is Carvalho in the middle of the park? Yes, he is. Stroked home by the number 7. And there's me talking about how Carvalho was having a quieter second half. Well, he's just popped up with a very important goal. Well done, Jaden Carvalho. Well, are we going to see double figures? There's 11 minutes or so for that to happen. And quite possibly be, in fact, well, it will be Glenavon's highest scoring game in this new season. They've got a corner and the ball comes bobbling about. Well, there were a few opportunities at goal there. But fortunate this time for Rosario that that one didn't find the net. Well, somebody really should step up and help the goalkeeper out, because the ball is just coming back wave after wave of Glenavon attack. The keeper, I notice, has stopped taking the set plays from his own 6-yard box, but even when his defenders launch the ball forward, it's not going that far. And here come Glenavon again. And this time, Owen Thompson happy to just watch the ball trickle past the post. There was a deflection though. Glenavon have another corner. 10 minutes of the game to go. Taken short. Glenavon trying to walk the ball in this time down the throat of Thompson. Fumbled it at first, but the young keeper managed to grasp a hold and hold on to it this time. And possibly the best policy is to launch it long. It doesn't really seem to matter how the keeper clears the ball, because the danger is always there. It looks like another goal. The referee's whistle confirms just that. And let's see. Very well taken goal. Steps inside, right foot, spots the keeper off the line, and takes the shot. Bang, and it goes. It's another one. And yes, we do have double figures. It's a 10-0 thrashing from Glenavon. Rosario are more or less capitulating. It's not entirely sure. I think we may have another goal. Just see what happens here. I think we have another goal. Looks like 11. Rosario are just pressing the self-destruct button. In fact, I think it was pressed some time ago. That was a miss that he'll not want to think about tonight. Not really bother him too much. He's already scored 2 goals, has Eli Graham. Rosario are just getting so careless now in possession, and just inviting Glenavon onto them now, time and time again. Camley. Well, you can see he was trying to find his teammate Graham, who hadn't read the intentions of the little number 2. The ball all the way back to the goalkeeper. Chance for Luca Murphy to get his foot on the ball. And Murphy trying to be creative. Got himself out of jail there, the goalkeeper. Glenavon on the attack. McLaughlin. There's Oliver Kelly back in attendance. The only Glenavon player back in that Rosario attack. You just get an impression now that all these Glenavon players want to get on the score sheet, and the realisation that they have won the tie is probably encouraging them to get forward, particularly those in the middle of the park. Carvalho still making a nuisance of himself. Lost the ball, but Glenavon have won it back. James Dowds determined to catch that ball. It looks like it's a Glenavon corner coming in from the far side. Just under 5 minutes in the game to go. Well, they're queuing up to have a go. It's good pressing by Rosario, but the blue shirts come again. A nice play in the edge of the area from Graham McCamley. And McCamley fouled McLaughlin, but the referee, he's blown. It's a free kick on the edge of the box. Let's see who steps up and fancies their chances. We've got Mason Artis already on a hat trick today. Eli Graham on a hat trick. Yeah, referee totally happy now with the place of that Rosario wall. It looks like Oliver Kelly who's stepping up to take this for Glenavon. Kelly drives it with the right foot. Keeper saves it initially, spills the ball. Has the referee... It's a referee blown for it. Has he called offside? Not entirely sure. Let's get a look. Oh. Here we go. Here comes the free kick. Right foot. The referee obviously seen something there that he wasn't happy with. Carvalho. And it remains 11. I just know the referee's not going to let this game go on any longer than he possibly has to. Here comes Glenavon again. And this time the keeper grabs a hold of the ball, which he hasn't been capable of doing for pretty much all of the game. The keeper picking the ball out of the net more times than he would have liked to. But this has been a thoroughly entertaining display from Glenavon. They've went after the game from the off, winning the ball primarily in the middle of the park, but they always had plenty of players in forward positions. And McCamley steps out. Look at the man, he blue shoots forward. This time Carvalho straying into an offside position. The referee perfectly poised. And Owen Thompson reluctant to take the kick. Not too sure where he's going to hit this. Again, it's closed down quickly. Look at the blue shirts making their way forward. Shot from distance, keeper saves with his feet. Should be a corner. And you could notice the reluctance of the goalkeeper there, because you could actually see how keen those blue shirts were. Those Glenavon players. Not happy with 11. They're wanting to get another goal. Here comes the corner. Side netting. And the referee has called it time. It has finished here. 11 goals to nil. Glenavon coming out the better. There's just no answer from Rosario. They did try their best, but it has finished, as I say, Glenavon FC 11, Rosario 0. And Glenavon advance to the next stage in the cup. We'll have another game coming up for you from ourselves, Expertise, from the Subway NIYFA Cup. It'll be coming up at around 11:15, so I do hope that you can join us for that.
He said he was a danger man, and he's proved just that 10 minutes in. Skillful work, and what a classy goal. Here he is. He's not long onto the pitch. That's a great penalty.